Church, we have a really amazing testimony today. I'm actually on the way right now to pick up my new friend, Joe DiGiovanni. You really, 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 really want to hear his story. Hey, Joe.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. Cubs, man. I like it.
Right.
I like this house. I've driven past this house so many times on the way to diet, bro.
How you doing? Good?
Great. Look, this is our ride today, too.
I figured you'd pick up a Boston car like this, so.
You like Escalades? That's right, Joe. All right, so I'm in the car. My new friend, Joe DiGiovanni.
Yep, got it
Not
right.
DiMaggio.
No,
I want you to know that I've been the only person pronouncing your name correctly
that's
in our
good.
meetings. Is
That's
that
good, yeah.
So that makes us friends for real.
All right, good.
Now, I think people will assume, since we're driving in a car and there's GoPros and cameras and stuff, they're expecting one of us to break out in song.
Yep, it's not gonna be me.
It's not going to be you.
It's not gonna be me.
Not even a little
No,
shut through the heart.
no, the church would run out. I mean, I would hurt some eardrums.
So like Joe, we're driving around in a car. We decided to do testimony videos a little bit differently this go around instead of, because one cool thing about the season that we're in as a church and kind of as a country is that now things are starting to open back up, and now we can do cool things like drive around in cars with strangers again.
Yeah, it's great. No mascot.
No mask on, man. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So you have a pretty amazing story. Would you like to tell us that story?
I've been clean now for about 8 years.
Wow.
From drugs, alcohol, gambling. What I tell a lot of people is it's from A to Z. So
Yeah.
any addiction you could possibly imagine I've had.
You were like the Amazon
I was.
of addiction.
Of addiction, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
A to Z.
I could pretty much, we don't have the time, but I could kind of go through the alphabet, But at a young age, I saw kind of my struggles with my family, from interventions at my house for my dad for gambling to almost losing our house.
So they would be in your house,
Yeah.
doing interventions with like the kids and parents all in the same room and everything.
Yeah, and what that was doing, and I didn't even realize it, till now, where you could look back. I was just building up so much anger and resentment, towards my parents,
Wow.
especially towards my father, that I ultimately started drinking, acting out in ways because I thought I could get him back. I'll show you type mentality.
Wow.
And all the while I was just killing myself.
Yeah.
Started messing with alcohol at a young age, probably 7th, 8th grade.
No way. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
smoking. The drugs didn't start till probably sophomore year of high school. But
Wow.
all the while, nobody ever really knew me because it was always this fictional person, this imaginary person. You put on a mask. So I
Wow.
always had to keep this persona that everything was all good at my house.
Yeah.
There were no problems because, you didn't want people to know that you were the messed up family, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Because what would people think?
Right, absolutely,
Right?
yeah, and like you letting people into that door, and it's so crazy because like what I'm hearing too is like there's like a foundation of bitterness and unforgiveness, like kind of unresolved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That can lead to a myriad of things. Like so many. We just did a series on unforgiveness, not even too long ago. You were here for that.
Yep.
And it's incredible how a thing it's a thing so simple as struggling to forgive, right? Whatever the offense,
Yeah.
like what that can lead us to in our
Yeah.
lives is pretty wild.
Yeah.
And then obviously wanting community, but dreading community at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
like wanting to be transparent and dreading it. That's wow.
Yeah, so you're out there and you're how is everything? Everything's great. You never let anybody in. And that was part of the addiction is, that was part of the chase too, was the high. You always tried to hide those things and that's what it did. So I was further every year suppressing more and more angerness and bitterness.
So that lasted for
So from
8th grade you said you started?
From 8th, 9th grade, drugs around 11th grade, all the way until the point that to where I was 33 years old.
Wow.
And then progressively, every year or time, it would progressively get worse and worse and worse.
How many? So like, do you recall how many times you might have, along the way had a resolve like this? This is the last time, or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like this is like this year. I'm 19.
Yeah.
Because I would assume like, the liberation that somebody might feel leaving high school, going to college, and feeling like, I'm going to college now. It's going to be different. Like, how many times did you do that in your own mind and heart?
So like, I quit drugs a million times.
Yeah.
But it was short-lived. It was, I would quit the womanizing, short-lived. All these things were so short-lived because what I learned today, now that I know 8 years of being clean, is without Christ in my life,
absolutely,
that was Joe.
Yeah.
And Joe has never been able to quit anything. So because if Joe starts leading that direction or driving this car, we're all in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure. Wow, man. Like that's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. Like I can imagine. Like I have an addictive personality as well. You know what I mean? And I've been addicted. I think everybody can know like the pain of some sort of addiction.
Yeah.
Right. And how imprisoned one can feel, how trapped one can feel, and it like the sickness of it all, right? Like like it's
a sickness.
It's a sickness, and it kind of how it even kind of reworks your body chemistry in a way.
Yeah.
To trap yourself.
Yes. It's like some people would say, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? And I have to believe today that God entrusted me with this amazing story and allowed this timeline, because I think that when people come to talk to me today, there's not really anything that I can't relate to.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that I think when people may come to talk to you, there's like the Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego effect of like, you don't smell like the smoke. You know what I mean? Like the you know what I mean? Like and I guess it's kind of
right.
But like at the same time, it's like a new, like when God makes you new, He makes you brand new.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
As some would even say, maybe even unrecognizably new. Like do you feel that? Do you feel like that's part of your story as well? It's like God has cleaned me up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so well. You know what I'm saying? So you're 33 years old. You're
No, I'm 41 now. I was saved at 33.
Right. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I meant when I said you're 33, I meant like
yeah, you could say that
at the time when you were 33.
Yeah.
Tell me about, was there a moment? Was there a rock bottom? Was there a, you know what I mean? Like what was it that finally took, in a sense,
Yeah. So when the real spiral began, I started drinking really heavily, almost a fifth, sometimes 2/5 of scotch a day. Wow. I liked scotch. I was drinking scotch, beer, pretty much anything I could drink.
Wow.
And I was doing, at that time, got involved in prescription pain meds. At the high point, I was a 3-month supply, which should last you 90 days, was lasting me 3 days. So,
whoa.
Yeah, on average, I was taking anywhere from 20 to 30 pills of Vicodin in a day. So if you could imagine consuming almost 30,000 milligrams of Vicodin.
Well, I can't. Wow.
On top of almost,
Good mercy.
A gram of cocaine.
Wow.
And then at nighttime, I'd have to take over 100 milligrams of Valium just to fall asleep.
Wow.
And so that spiral got way out of hand to where I was robbing from dealers, stealing from bookies. I was into gambling. I owed bookies over $150,000.
Wow, man! I'm standing here just amazed by God, really, man. Like, just really amazed at like how awesome and powerful and faithful and good God is when we're trying our best to run the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is still so merciful. So a question I had too was like, so you're doing this testimony. Obviously, it's so apparent that God has worked in your life to not just save you, but clean you and redeem you and sanctify you. at the same time, though, you did have to go through treatment too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what is, did you, as you're learning more about like God and you're learning more about walking with Jesus, like what was there, or what, like, how did God and treatment work together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So this is a good part of it. So when I got clean, I didn't know when I made that phone call that day to say I needed help. It was my bottom. It was my rock bottom.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic. We went to church, but I never had a relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I know during all of this, God was right there with me. But at that moment, I went in, and I went into the treatment. I came out of the treatment. I never felt so alone in my life. And I didn't know what to do. Like your lifestyle. Here's the craziness, the chaos, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you call your old friends? You can't call your old friends because you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And and at that time, like I said, I went through all that money. I think it was negative $800 in my checking account. So I was calling around places to get into after treatment, and everybody wanted money. So my sister, same sister I called, saw an ad in the paper for Celebrate Recovery at Faith Church in Dyer.
Wow.
So she dropped me off, and I was going through the motions in rehab or Celebrate Recovery like I was in life. Like tell everybody, hey, I got it all together now.
Yeah.
I'm good. I got no problems.
Yeah.
I've been clean now for 30 days. I'm good. I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good. So I'm trying to lie to these people the same way that I lied my whole life, because that old self is still there, but never gave my life to the Lord yet. So me and Charlie Bertucci, who I asked, he said I could say his name, and we were at McDonald's one day, and he said, did you give your life to the Lord yet? And I said, yeah, I gave my life to God. We're good. We're good. I'm
gonna Celebrate Recovery.
Yeah, I gave my life to the Lord. Everything's all good, right?
Wow.
And so after that, he said, hey, I'd like for you to come down to an Act Like Men conference down in Indianapolis. And he knew I didn't have $1, and he said, I got everything, don't worry about it. We're going to go down to Act Like Men conference. So we went down there. The first night that we were there, I think it was Matt Chandler, a couple of other guys were all preaching, and they kept doing these curtain calls at the end of every night, like to come up and to give your life to the Lord. And, so I'm this cool guy there, and I'm like, nah, that's not for me. Look at these guys. They're crazy.
Yeah.
So the second night, I had this overwhelming urge to go up there. And I went up there, and I prayed, and I asked God. I said, I'm so alone right now. I'm, the weight of this, like people who literally wanted to kill me. I owed a lot of money. The weight. How do I get around this amazing mountain? And when I gave my life to him, it still kind of gets me a little emotional today. I felt it was going to be okay for the first time in my life.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
33 years old.
33 years old of pure hell. And, when people ask me today, why am I always smiling? If you knew the hell I came from, you'd be smiling too. And from there, the healing began. Wow. That night, I promise you this, the drugs and alcohol were removed, 100%. I never had an urge, a desire for either of those things. And I can't explain it.
If we weren't driving, I would shout right now.
Yeah,
and you don't want to sing it like music. I have shout music queued up on my iPod. But wow.
Yeah. So that was it,
Praise God. Wow.
And so from there, I'd love to tell everybody, that it's been this bed of roses and everything's been wonderful. But there's a lot of old dents in this and a lot of scars that I've worked through with God, and we're still on that path. We're still on that journey. And I haven't arrived yet. I'm under a lot of construction, so I don't want anybody to think I have it all together, because I don't. For everybody that knows me, God didn't save me because I was this great person, because of all these great acts of kindness that I did. He saved me to share this story. And I give everybody in this church permission to share this story, because that's why I was here. I don't care what people think of me. The only purpose of why I'm still here is to share God's amazing healing power, the power of Jesus Christ. And I don't think about what others think, because, I know that there's people out there struggling right now that unfortunately, they're too worried about what do people think, and, what will people say, if I have a son who has a drug addiction, or a son who's suicidal, or a son who, that's where the power is. That's why we're here. as Christians to help people, to be able to share what God has done with us. And if we're too proud to share, how can we ever show what God has done for us?
Wow. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Wow. If I wasn't driving, I'd be crying, to be honest. What a beautiful story, Joe. Just hearing you say, after 33 years of hell, I finally knew what peace felt like.
That's right.
After 33 years of hell, and it so radically changed you.
I never felt that peace of Christ like that. And that's what it was. It broke me.
Wow. Wow.